So I had purchased 370 bracelets from this seller, and 110 of them arrived defective and damaged. The plating is peeling apart and breaking on 110 of the bracelets, and I had sent in 6 photos of some of these broken bracelets as examples with my dispute, and you guys came back and said that you'd like a video, so I guess you want to see all 110 and what's wrong with all of them. So I guess I'll just have to go through and show you each bracelet individually so you can see how all 110 are broken. So here goes. So here's the first one. You can see nice big crack and the plating peeling apart right there on the edge. So I'll put that one to the side. And here's the second one. Again, plating cracking apart. It's a little hard to see on the camera. In person it's a lot easier to see because it's a little dark in here, but you can see the plating coming apart there. And here again, you can see the plating, how it's peeling. So you see there how it's peeling apart. You can kind of see it. And there's a space there. You can see it peeling. Here, you can see the plating peeling right there. See, I can push it back up and then it pops back down. There's a space there where I could just rip it with my nail if I wanted to. Here, again, plating peeling apart. Some of them actually completely just fell apart. I mean, maybe only about 4 of them actually did this, where they completely fell apart. But they just weren't glued on well at all. And the plating just, you even just try to put it on your wrist and it just fell right apart. So here again, plating right on the edge there, you can see the plating peeling apart. Here we go again, same thing, peeling. And more peeling. You can actually see the whole piece there just coming apart. I can move it back and forth with my finger. See there, plating, peeling apart. This one might be a little harder to see, but in person you can see the cracks on the side. You can just kind of see it there. If you stuck your nail in there, for instance, it would just flake that plating away. And here, you can see that big opening. The plating's just peeling right apart. Here, the plating's peeling right there. If you can see it, there's like a crack. And then this one, it's pretty bad. You can obviously see how it's falling apart. See plating peeling on the side there. Again, more plating peeling apart. That one, plating. Here's more plating just falling right apart. See there? And again. It's pretty obvious. This one actually came kind of crooked. You see the way it lays isn't right. The opening, for example, you see the opening of another bracelet next to it. You can see how the opening of this one is like half the size because it's like smushed. And also the plating on that one is messed up too. And then here, plating, peeling off. They're just really weak and terrible plating. It's just done really, really poorly. So you can see there at the edge where the cracked plating is. If I sent any of these to a customer, they would send it right back to me and they would leave me a bad review. You can see plating falling apart. See cracks in the plating. I'm gonna see through the other side. Here again, you can just see the edge there. You can move it back and forth because the plating's broken. And there. And this one's a little harder to see, but the plating is actually broken right here, so you can see it opening and closing. And it's cracked all the way through to the side. Here's more the plating peeling off. There's kind of an opening there. Here's another one where the stone just completely just fell right off. And another one, stone just fallen completely off. Crack plating. And you can see the cracked plating there on the side. And then here, same thing, the kind of plating is cracked open. I can move it back and forth. There. Cracked plating on the side. Right there. Same thing, cracked plating on the side there. You can see the crack there on the side. And that's peeling. And here, see a nice deep crack all goes all the way around. And if you try to wear any of these, if you tried to put them on and wear them, the cracks just would get worse and the peeling would just get worse. But you see there, all you have to do is kind of hit it like that and the peeling shows. And there's crack plating. And I've been buying similar bracelets, these same kind of bracelets now for years. So from many different sellers. So I know what to expect and if they're good and the plating's done well, how they can arrive. And this is the worst batch I have ever received. You can see the plating there. I mean, I've bought them from, you know, probably 10 different sellers over the years, and I've never received ones that had this many with problems and cracks and the plating falling apart. It's like they just did a really terrible job at gluing them together, and then with the plating, it's just falling apart. I even asked them before I bought 370 from them, because I'd never purchased from them this particular seller before. You see the plating there, it's breaking. I asked them for to send me a sample bracelet so that I could make sure that the quality was good before I purchased all 370. And I had to pay for it, and they sent me 2 samples, which I paid for. And the samples that they sent me, so you can see the crack and the plating peeling right there. The 2 samples they sent me were perfect and looked great. The quality was really nice. They were plated together, glued together really strongly. There was no problems at all. It was absolutely perfect. So I was like, okay, great. And I told them to go ahead and with the order and send me the 370. And these are not the same quality as the ones they sent me. Obviously, out of the 370, 110 are defective. The rest of them were fine, are good, and I'm keeping those. So the majority they sent me were good. It's just these that are broken. But 110 out of 370 is a lot of broken and defective bracelets. You can see cracks there. And they're trying to lie and say that the bracelets were broken or damaged in shipping, and that's not the case. They arrived this way with peeling, damaged plating, weak plating that's just falling apart. So you can see the cracks there. So I told them that I had no problem returning them. As soon as I got them, I looked through them and I told them that, as you can see, this one's obviously really bad. I told them that I had no problem returning the bracelets, but that, see there, I would not be paying for the shipping to ship it back to them, because it's not my fault that they sent me broken and defective items, and that they need to pay for the shipping back to them, and I do not need to pay for that. And also, they need to pay for the insurance, because I'm not responsible if I ship these back to them and anything happens. They tell me it got lost in the mail or something like that, because this is not my fault that they came broken. You can see the big crack there. If you put that on, it would just break apart. There's another one that came kind of lopsided. And then there's a crack on the side. You kind of see through it. Here's another one that's completely broken apart. There's this one. See the crack? It goes like straight across. It's not glued together, just cracked open. And then this plating here, just peeling right apart. More peeling, plating. See, it's just broken. And here, see the plating's breaking apart. There's another one that's just cracked apart, just fell right apart. And there's more peeling there. Here you can see, I don't know if you can see on the video. Oh yeah, so you can see the crack that goes right across there. See, it's peeling apart. You see the peeling there, the edge. It's like sloughing off. This one here, so it's peeling. And this one, peeling. There. Okay, so those are all the rose gold bracelets that are broken and defective, and now these are the yellow gold. So you can see broken plating there. This one, the arm of it is just broken off. So it was just weak, dangling like that, and if you tried to put it on, it just easily fell right apart. Here's cracked plating, so you can see through it. And that cracked plating. Plating's cracked there at the edge. Again, you can see through the cracks in the plating there. It's just peeling apart. It's cracked right across the side there. It goes across. You can see the orange, kind of rust-colored metal that's underneath the plating showing. See the crack right there. There's the plating peeling. Again on the side there, plating's falling apart. See the crack there. And this one. Crack is on the side there. See the plating peeling from the bottom. See the crack and peeling there. There's the peeling on that one. It's peeling apart on both sides, but you can see, you can even see just the pieces falling off the plating here. It's so weak and cracking apart. See the plating peeling right there at the edge. Okay, this one, there's the crack on the edge corner there. This one's cracked on the side. I don't know if you can see that well. Yeah, it's kind of like a hole and cracks on both sides. And there's the crack again there. And another crack. And I even told this seller that if they wanted me to, you know, go and pay, because I asked them originally to send me a prepaid label for them to pay for shipping. And I said, told them to help them if that was too difficult, I would, so you can see where it's plating's falling apart, I would ship it back to them via the US Postal Service, but that they would need to repay me for the shipping costs immediately, because I should not have to wait to be reimbursed for shipping when I didn't cause this problem. They did. You can see again the cracks there. And there's more cracking. This side. There's a crack on the side there. And the plating is also peeling. It's peeling plating. See the peeling there. And this one, the plating's coming apart. It's peeling right off. See on the side there. It's peeling, flaking off. And I told the seller before I bought these to make sure to double check. Here's, you can see the plating coming off here. I told the seller to double check and make sure that they did not send me bad quality bracelets, that the bracelets should be solid and sturdy and that the plating should be done really well. And they assured me that they would do a really good quality check and make sure they only sent me strong bracelets that were not easily prone to flaking apart like this. And they promised me that they'd send me good ones, and these are just the worst I have ever seen. Here, it's flaking off on the side. So that is all of the gold, all the rose gold, the gold, and then there's just a few of the silver that had a problem. So here's a silver one with the plating peeling off. Another silver one with the plating peeling here on the edge. It's kind of copper colored next to the silver. More peeling on the edge. And there's a nice big crack through it. So those are all the 110 broken bracelets. I even told them there's 2 different styles of bracelets that they sent me that I purchased, and the other style was perfect. There was no problems at all with the other style of bracelet. And so I told them if they wanted, they didn't have to refund me. Instead, they could send me the same amount of bracelets, the 110 in the other style, and I could just exchange. And they never even responded to my offer to exchange rather than having to pay me back the money. And then so this is 110 bracelets. This is an extra bracelet, a good one. I just wanted to show you what it should look like. So this is a bracelet that has good solid plating. So as you can see, there's no cracks, no peeling. It's glued together on both sides, glued down perfectly. It's solid, there's nothing wrong with it. You can put it on, it's not going to flake apart. This is one of the bracelets they had sent me as a sample and misled me to believe they were gonna be sending me all good ones like this. And instead they sent 110 bad ones. So this is the end of my video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.